Good morning, traders. Good morning, good morning. How are we doing today? Welcome to another live trading session with yours truly. We are going to be going over some companies today, like we always do, giving you guys an update on my position that I took yesterday on Mara, and that all that I ask is that you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button if you see value in what I'm doing here. Appreciate your time and your support through this beginning stages of our journey together. This is a community of like-minded individuals who want to learn how to increase their profits and make more money than the average trader or investor in the stock market. Now, the average is like 8% a year if you're lucky. We are able to make 10% profit a week, most weeks, which is over 40% profit in a single month. Yes, so that means in 10 weeks, you can double your account size. That's correct. In 10 weeks, that is 100% profit. Now, this is not going to always happen, but we do hit our target more often than you would imagine. So definitely show some love and smash that like button for us so more people can find this video and these live streams. I am just spreading my link around to all of our groups. First link below will give you access to our private Facebook group, over 71,000 members. You'll get access to a free weekly newsletter, trading tools, and other charts that you can use to better benefit you and increase your profits. And the second link will give you access to our Discord, where I actively post my trades, entries, exits, as well as sharing with you profits and losses. And really just overall a little bit more of a real time with me to where you can actually talk and share your thoughts. So the market is open, 9:31 or 7:30 my time. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about my one position that I held overnight. It was Mara. Yes, it was Mara. I should not have held because two things. Okay, let's talk about it. Well, one, okay, we already made money here. We already made money buying down at the $19 level and selling up here. That was a 16% profit. Now, in one of my past live streams, I only locked in like 3 or 4% profit. I should have had a trailing stop loss. I think that would have been a better idea than having a limit order set. But that day I was extremely distracted. I wasn't at my trading station after our live stream. I kind of went about my day and even forgot about the trade. Since then, it had went up another 13%. So I made $30 and missed out on over $130 more on top of that $30. So now I know, definitely have a trailing stop loss on these when they run up like that. So that way when it does go down, I could have locked in profit way up here even, right? Went up and it went back down and I would have still locked in profit at 10%, or it went up, down, would have made some money. So definitely learned from that. Yesterday we had it sell off. So yesterday was a nice sell off, and unfortunately we got in at somewhat of a high point here. Look, we got up high and we stayed high instead of waiting for that support level and that confirmation, even waiting for confirmation down here, making 3.5%. Or even when it went up to those previous, oh, where are we going? Finding those support levels, right? Should have waited for that pullback, or could have actually bought more down here and made that 3 or 4% compared to buying way up here thinking it's going to continue to run up. Could have also sold my position up here and then re-entered down here. Instead, I averaged down and bought an additional 20 shares at the 2178 level. So right now I have just shy of $1,100 invested in tomorrow, which isn't really that much considering I have a margin account of over $30,000. This is literally just an account to have some fun with and share some education with you guys on how you can do the exact same thing. And now over time, you can grow your account exponentially with any amount of money you have. You know, it could be $100, it could be $1,000. You know, maybe you're lucky enough to have $10,000 or $20,000. But the point of this was to take $1,000 in January and grow this account over time. And within the first 4 months, we've been able to grow it to over $3,000. So that is triple our value from where we started. That's a 300% return, but like 200% return, right? Because 100% of 1,000 is another 1,000. It's like 150%. So with that said, using simple strategies like this, where you're identifying trend lines, you're buying low, you're selling high, buying low, you're selling high, and you're able to go along with those patterns. Now, if you would have just bought simply back on April 17th, and you sold 7 days later, you'd be up 40%. If you sold at its peak, that'd be 60% in a month. Or if you're still holding, that's 51% in a month. Now, what did I just tell you a moment ago? We try to aim for 40% a month in profit. So right here, buying low, selling high, you could have made almost 40% in a single week. Okay. Right here again, wait for it to bounce back, $15 to $20, another 33% in 5 days, and from another previous low to a high of 21% in 2 days, to another low and another high of 21% in a single day. So that was 21%, that's 40, that's 70, and that's 100. So you could have made 100% in less than a month, okay? 100% of profit in less than a month, trading one company, such as Mara. Now, you can do this with any company that you find value in. Maybe you like Apple, maybe you like Tesla, maybe you like Carvana. Whatever it is that you're looking to do, it is possible with certain strategies and with certain companies. DDOG had similar areas of growth here. Not as significant, but 10% in 2 weeks. Or scalping it, there's 5% right there. There's 3% there. And there's another 3% there. So you can do it on a smaller scale, but it's really just identifying those companies that have high volatility and that are going up in an upward direction. You don't want to invest in a company that is going in a downward direction. And that's where these trend lines come into play. So now, as you can see, we're going to clear this up just a little bit because I feel like I've stated my point. Now, this trend line did get broken, right? It broke past it, but then it recorrected itself. It also broke the trend line again, corrected itself, broke the trend line again, corrected itself. And now we are looking at it possibly breaking the trend line again. Okay, it is possible. It can come down to this $19 level, but it can also shoot back up if it wants to, right? And that's one of the reasons why I decided to hold this company overnight. Okay, it did just get up to that 22.91 level. Our average share price is 22.03, so it's just shy of where our share price was, 22.23 to 21.91. Is that what I said? Yeah. About a 0.5 percentage point of $1,000 would be, I think that was like $5, something like that. So, with that said, I should have held this company. Okay, I should have held this company, or I should not have held the company. I should have actually sold this company when I had the opportunity. I noticed that it was going down, right, from here to here to here. I should have honestly, once I noticed it broke this support line, I should have just sold and cut my losses, right? But knowing that this is going with a strong trend line in an upward direction, I decided to wait because it does have potential to go up to even higher highs, like $30, $34. Now, Mara is a digital holding company. They actually have one of the best hash rates compared to their competitors, and they're doubling their hash rate from 25 to 50 by the end of the year, which is a 100% increase in their hash rate. And they're holding a ton of Bitcoin, okay? So this definitely goes with the market. When Bitcoin does good, this company does good. Now it's finding its support. Now, it still does have some downward trend here. As you can see, it has curled over. The EMA did cross below the MA or 200 moving average. So it is showing that it is in a downward trend, right? The green line, which is our 200-day moving average, is going down, which means this thing can just continue to sell off, obviously, okay? Just like it did so somewhat. Well, this is actually the first time it's showing a sell-off since way back here. But as you can see, the blue line, or the EMA, 45-day moving average, crossed over the green line, or 200-day moving average, and since then was selling off. It wasn't until the blue line crossed over the green line that it actually started showing nice upward momentum. Since then, it's been kind of going in and out of the green line. Okay, huge volatility, guys, huge volatility. If we had some horizontal lines playing off of where the actual support level is over, say, like a 1 year period, you're looking at about $15. Now, the true highs here, check this out. You can see almost right here about $30. Some instances a little higher, obviously, like 32 and 34, and then another instance 29 and 29. So that's about its resistance level in a larger scale, okay? Which is great, which is good for us because it has potential to go up much higher, okay? It has a potential to go up all the way to here and beyond if it really wants to. And also it has this area where, you know, resistance or the actual trend line, you know, is showing an area of maybe potential buy, right? It's kind of bouncing in and out of this area here. It broke out in this area, broke out in this area, and broke out in this area. So between these two lines, maybe opportunity to buy and catch that dip up, right? But that's when you wait for confirmation. Now, as you can see, it did bounce off of this. It has a lot of range today. It has a lot of range, which is good. That means it doesn't like being down at these $21 levels. It's trying to fight and get back up to those $22 levels. Huge range, but look where it opened and look where it's about to close on the 1 hour. 30 minute, we're coming up on 30 minutes pretty soon. We're only 12 minutes into the market open. So look at the range on this one. Look at the range on this one and where it's opening and closing. And then on the 1 minute, it's showing areas of our resistance for the day at 2180. And it's showing us our support for the day, about 2101. Now, if it can hold that support level and even go up to previous highs of resistance, that's 3.71% profit, or about $37 profit on a $1,000 trade. Now, I like to use $1,000 as an example because I feel like it's somewhat of a realistic number for beginner traders. Again, you could use $100, $200, $20. You know, maybe you only bought one share of Mara because you're so new to this. You bought one share. Well, you can make 3% profit on 20 bucks. It's not gonna be a lot, but you start somewhere and then you compound those profits as time goes on. So clearly finding our support level for the day and showing some resistance. So this is definitely going to turn into a resistance line. Now on a 30-minute chart. Yep. Okay. Now why did I change that? Because previous support level will become new resistance levels when it's below. Now it's going to come down a little bit, possibly. But that's a 3.5% profit from support to resistance, or $35 on a $1,000 investment, rinse and repeat. And if you had $3,000, oh, there we go, huge spike up, would be $35.70, $105 profit on the exact same trade. Good morning, welcome to the live stream. Sup, Eric says sup, crypto, big news this week. Politically, yes, there is. There's actually quite a few meetings. I believe there's an FOMC meeting today, which is good for us, right? So actually, let me show you guys the Investing for Beginners community website real quick. Good morning, Tina. Good morning. And we actually have trading tools right here. It's the middle button. And in the trading tools, it's going to show you real-time economic calendar. And that real-time economic calendar is going to show you all the important dates for today. So if you go to Wednesday, just scroll down, Wednesday right here, they're showing for the USA, we have a NBA 30-year mortgage rate. We also have existing home sales, crude oil imports, PPI year over year for April. That's for a different country. 20-year bond auction. And then this one right here at 2 o'clock, the FOMC meeting. Okay, this is going to be crucial. This is probably where Jerome Powell is going to talk. And we're going to decide kind of the direction of the market all over again. We'll also have most recent earnings this week. Wednesday, it was Target this morning before open. Petco's another one. And then after close today, after the market closes, it's going to be an NVIDIA. NVIDIA will be announcing their earnings, as well as like ELF and a few other companies if you guys are looking at other companies. But the big one today is NVIDIA. We'll also have advanced real-time charts you can look at, 3 stages of reversal, 3 stages of position size, support and resistance levels, and risk-reward win rate. These are all available to you for free. First link in the description below. And when you sign up with your email, you'll also get access to our weekly newsletter, free ebook, Financial Freedom Can Be Easy, 10-Step Guide, and a budget template to help you start saving money so that way you can invest the money. Also, if you subscribe, you can win a $100 gift card by simply being a member, a subscriber, obviously, and commenting. You have to comment. The more comments, the more entries you get into that giveaway. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. We're looking at Mara today. We were just talking briefly about how I should have basically sold yesterday, even though it would have been for a loss, and potentially, had the ability to buy at a lower price. Now we're waiting for it to go back up and have some retracement. As you can see here, I have 50 shares at almost $1,100. But now, what is my thought process on it? Well, it's starting to actually go along with this trend line. And this trend line is going in an upward direction over a few months of selling off. It's now finding its support and starting to trend up. Now it is bouncing off of this trend line here. As you can see, look at that huge range on this candlestick. Okay, potential to go up and bounce off of this yellow line or trend line and go up even 9 to 10%. Now looking at the 1 minute, I'm going to cut this out here. You can see it's found its support for the day, $21, and now it's going up to that resistance level, creating another small trend line and making about 3.5% or the $35 on a $1,000 investment. Now, we are watching Mara today, but there are other companies out there that we were looking at. AM, not doing much as of right now, just kind of selling off. But why is it important? Because it's following another trend line. Okay, it's breaking the trend line, but has a potential to go back up. And when it does go up, there's about a 3% retracement. The DOG, again, stair-stepping its way up. EMA line is clearly a resistance right here, or the MA line. The MA line is a resistance. DE trying to find its support, hitting these support levels 1, 2, 3, and now 4 times for a potential bounce back of about 8%. 8% profit on Deere. JDST slowly descending downward, but now trying to find that support again at that $3, about that $3.20 level, with potential to go up even to this blue EMA line, about 5%, to the green line, about 24%. But realistically, it has not broken above this blue EMA line for almost 3 weeks. So until it breaks above this EMA line, it may just keep bouncing. FFIE, we had a subscriber call this out yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. A lot of volatility, but right now it's selling off. It can go all the way back down to cents, guys. So be careful. This is a penny stock. They could even potentially delist it if they really wanted to, and you would lose all your money. Intel, just bouncing in this range, bouncing in this support and resistance range, very low levels. Okay, it can go down as low as $29, but it can go as high as $45. So we have been watching this company for quite some time and watching where its resistance levels are and support levels. Clearly, it's up 8% in 2 weeks. Mara with a nice push up. Look at that, guys. This just confirms that it's still going with our trend line. Okay, it came all the way down to this level, and now it's bouncing up, creating already a 5% profit on the day. 5% profit on the day, which isn't too bad. That's $50 on a $1,000 investment. And my only regret is not selling out of this position yesterday to where I could have bought more here and made my money back. So yesterday I lose, maybe 10, 20 bucks. Well, I could have made it all back buying low and selling high. I would have been up $40 on a $1,000 investment. So definitely, learn from your mistakes. That's how we grow. Don't beat ourselves up too bad. And even potentially don't necessarily hold profits overnight or positions overnight. Some of these other companies really not doing much. Hood had a nice play yesterday. Small but nice, right? Lows of 20 to highs of 21, about a 3.3% profit. Day prior, it had a huge run up from 1956 to 2082, a 6.4% profit. That would have been a $64 profit on a $1,000 investment. And then you start compounding that day after day, week after week, making that money work for you to make even more money. Here we go, guys. Nice big push up. Now it's going to have a little bit of that rejection period now, going back down, up about 4%, and finding that area of resistance, right? As you can see here, had strong resistance, pushed up slightly. Okay, so now this creates somewhat of a new resistance line, but I'd say here's pretty good. And hopefully today it makes newer highs, higher highs, and higher lows. Why? Because it's going along with our trend line. And as it goes along with our trend line, it has a potential to go up even to that $23 mark, where it previously was, for another 7%, 6% profit. And beyond, right? It can continue rising. So this does play off of good news. It may come back down again. That's okay. We were just at a loss of what, like $30 to $40, and now we're only down about 20. And again, this is a company that, again, if I have to hold for the day, I will. For all of you that follow or are tuned into our Discord, will know exactly where I entered these positions. And then also, if you're watching the live stream. But, I will let you know, I'll keep you up to date if we don't see an area to sell today, whether to potentially just break even and probably kick myself in the foot when it goes up higher, or sell for somewhat of a loss, right? I don't want to sell for a loss because it hasn't broke this pattern yet. It's still showing extreme signs of an uptrend. The blue EMA line is above the green one. The green MA line is starting to find that horizontal pattern, and hopefully within the next day or two will start curling up and over. Okay, because when it curls up and over, it starts getting good and clear indication of an upward trend even more. But it went from going down dramatically to now almost stabilizing and going as an horizontal pattern. And now we're going to want to start seeing it curl up. Now it hasn't broke the trend line yet. Has a key resistance level that we're going to be watching, right? This is now resistance. It was support. 2 days ago it was support, and it broke that support level, which now becomes resistance. Now it is going back down, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. Now you could also buy more shares down at this level, bring your average down, right? But I feel like $1,000 invested in this one is pretty significant, and that's going to delegate my risk, right? I mean, you wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So with a $3,000 account, I'm not going to load up on $3,000 worth of Mara, because instead of being down $32, I could have been down almost $90. Okay, the more you invest, the more reward, but also the more risk. So it is retracing back down, finding its support, finding its resistance. Okay, and that's important to know. These key levels are important to know, and this is exactly how we trade. So it's 7:56, 9:56 Eastern time. We're almost at 30 minutes on this live stream. Now we do go live every single morning. The markets may trade a little sideways today, just because the FOMC meeting is at 2 o'clock, which is nice because at 2 o'clock my time, the markets will already be closed. Is it 2 o'clock? Yeah. Or is it 4 o'clock? Pretty sure it's 2 o'clock. Apple bouncing off of this. ANET, had a subscriber call out ANET. Wow, look at this. Huge increase since yesterday. I believe it was Eric who called it out yesterday, down at these low levels, 311. That's up 2% from where it was yesterday to this morning. Almost 3% on that, so good job. Good call out here. Carvana still slowly selling off. CVX, huge sell-off on CVX, guys. Going way down past its MA line. So we may see a nice pull up. Like as you can see here, this went up 8% the last time it pulled back. So we can easily see potentially another 8%. If not, at least 5% back to previous highs once it finds that change in direction. DDOG following that trend line up very nicely. Remember that the MA line is showing signs of resistance. JDST, we talked about that a moment ago, trying to curl up now from previous support levels. JNUG pulling back, which is why JDST is starting to curl up. Those are the inverses of each other. Now this would be a good opportunity once it bounces, hits this blue line, to make about a 10% profit if it gets to these levels. Domino's Pizza keeping its trend line moving up. We talked about FFIE. GameStop not doing much. It's now trying to find its support levels at that $19, $20 mark. Now there was news that one of the Kennedy Jr., he bought $25,000 worth of GME which again is probably nothing to him. He probably has millions, but he did buy $25,000 of this meme company. Intel, same thing, finding some support and resistance level. Now, as you can see here, it looks like it has gone up a little bit today, but not enough to trade, not even 1 point. QQQ, following this trend line. JD, falling below that EMA. Good morning, welcome. Lucid, trading horizontally, so it can go either way. It can either go up or down. No clear sign of direction at this time. So we're actually going to set our alert above 286. And if it breaks above, we may consider buying some shares. Mara still struggling with finding its range for the day. Huge range for the day. It's struggling to find that upward momentum we're looking for. Meta curling over, starting to go slightly above the EMA line. Microsoft, wow, Microsoft shot up today again. Last few days actually, from the 14th to now, about a week, 8 days. It's up almost 5%. Nanex, huge crash. Back down to previous support levels. Look at that, guys. There's our support levels on Nanex. NEE, just doing nothing but going up. Neo, trading horizontally. Same thing with this company. Finding its support, it looks like, right around this level. Not going above or below. Oxy, breaking below. Ocugen now coming down. Now this is a pretty interesting company. It trades around $1 to $2 levels, which means when it comes down to this $2 level, you can guarantee I'll be buying some for a 86% profit, almost doubling itself when it comes down to these levels. As you can see here, when it hit 110 and it went up to these levels, 80% profit in 3 weeks. Okay, our goal is 40% profit in a month. So you would have then doubled our 40% goal. TQQ going up. Now, I did make a video on TQQ. I think it's like a 5 or 10 minute video that will be going out today, later on this afternoon, going into more detail about this. But this company is up 30% in 30 days, 32% in 30 days, which means that's 1% every single day. And you're just there below that 40% a month mark by making one trade with one company. Okay, so just because you day trade or consider yourself a trader doesn't mean you have to trade every single day. A nice 30% swing trade in a month is just as good as 10% or 10% swing trades, right? Or 10% swing trades, or 3% swing trades, right? Or day trades. Less work involved. Definitely. Hood, huge run up, but it just could not find any more. It went up 30% in 10 days, guys. So now we're talking 30% in a week and a half. So it is possible to make those gains. Looks like Roku is finding that support level at about 57-ish, 57, 58, and is now trying to push itself up forward. If it can retrace back up to previous levels, even to that green and blue MA levels and EMA levels, you're at 3%, or up to previous highs of about 9%. So there is some money to be made on Roku. Sound pulling back slightly. SPY still going up. SCHD curling over, coming back down. SoFi going down. Sony going down. TGT. Super sell-off level here. Look at this. It's sold off like crazy. Finding its support at about 140. And now it's going up, guys. Already up 2% on the day, potential to make an 11% profit on target. Here we go. starting to show signs that it's going up. Tesla had a nice bounce yesterday off of that EMA level, about a 7% profit, and now it's coming back down. That's why it's good to keep an eye on these markets. DJT, now there was some previous support levels at 38. If we can get to this level and bounce, that's a 47% profit, guys, from 38 to 56. Doesn't mean it has to, but it could potentially. And Walmart, after its earnings report, huge increase here, up 10% in a week. 10% in a week. That's exactly what we're looking for. That's our goal weekly, is 10%. You could have made your weekly goal with one single trade. And waste management, not doing much either, just kind of coming in and out of that EMA and MA level. So that's an update on those 40 plus companies that we're looking at. Looking at Mara, it appears to be trading sideways a little bit, but that's okay. With Mara, we are looking for those higher highs, higher lows, and that's exactly what it's doing. Okay, from here to here, that's a higher low, higher low, higher low, and then higher high, higher high, higher high. So we will be keeping track of this company throughout the day. As it pushes up, we will consider locking in profits, maybe potentially holding it overnight, one more night if needed, but I have a feeling it'll get back up to these levels by today, and potentially at least breaking even, taking myself out of the trade. And that's one reason why I don't necessarily like to hold overnight. I would have rather just taken the loss, you know, $10, $20 loss once it broke past this support. Then I would have been able to start fresh here at the bottom instead of trying to wait a day or two and just get my money back, right? It has potential to go up even higher. I have a limit order set, so when I walk away today, if it breaks at this limit order, I'll make some money without having to really pay attention to it. At the moment, I wouldn't suggest putting a trailing stop loss because there is so much volatility. You can easily put a trailing stop loss here and then get stopped out, you know, just a few moments later, or do a trailing stop loss here and then it retraces back down. Okay, unless you're already down here at this level, then it would go up 4%, it would drop, you know, a few pennies, a few cents, or a percentage point, and then you lock in profits and lock in like 3% profit, right? That's when it makes sense because it's starting to show change in direction. And then rinse, repeat, right? Buy here, sell there for 4%, buy here, sell up here again for 4%. Now you're already at like 8% on the day. 8% profit in a day, guys, when we're aiming for 10% profit for the week. So I hope that really clears it up. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time to ask. If you guys have any companies you want me to look at before we end the live stream, I can. If not, then we'll just end the live stream, and I'll put my trading ideas in the server under trade ideas, and then when I sell this position, wherever I end up selling it, I'll put that in our entries and exits tab. And yeah, and then I'll be live again tomorrow morning and Friday morning. Markets will be closed next Monday. Hope you guys are all having a great day. And that's in the week on a green note. Last week we ended with 18% profit, over $250. This week we are struggling a bit, but we have made profits this week. Haven't had any days where I had to sell for a loss. I think there was one day, it was like $7. It wasn't that much for a loss. So you run you run those profits up, your winners, you let them ride, which I didn't do on the last Mara trade. I made a 3% profit, and I missed another additional 13% profit on top of that. But you definitely cut your losses when you can and keep your risk and your losses to a minimum. Good morning. Good morning. Got quite a few people in the live stream today. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thanks for spending a part of the day with us. Bouncing in between those support and resistance levels today. Got a little under $1,100, 50 shares of Mara. And buying down here this morning and selling up here could have yielded you a 4% profit. That's about $40 on a $1,000 investment. Selling up here and then doing it again. Also, don't forget to check out our links below. First link will give you access to our website, investingforbeginnerscommunity.com, our weekly newsletter, a ton of trading tools that you can use to increase your profits and become a better trader. And then the second link is the Discord, where you can interact with me on a more frequent level. That's where I put my trading ideas. That's where I put my entries and exits on every trade I make. I share my profits and my losses with you. Also have main chat rooms, swing chat rooms, options chat rooms, a lot of different chat rooms available. So that way you guys can talk to like-minded individuals such as yourself. Talk to me, ask me questions, ask other people questions. And it's a really great community overall. So looks like we are starting to show signs of a pullback, but again, slowly following along with those trend lines until they break pattern. Easily to understand. And when it breaks pattern, then that means it's selling off, and you wait for it to confirm that it's going back up again. So cool, guys. I think that's where I'm going to end this live stream. We've been going for about 40 minutes now. Thank you. I want to say thank you for spending a part of the day with me. I will see you all in tomorrow's live stream, same time. And tonight, I'll be releasing a video, probably around 5:30, of TQQQ. Go into a little bit more detail on how you can make 30% in 30 days, or you can double it and make over 60% in that same time period by simply buying low and selling high at key levels. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time. Smash that like button for me, and we will see you all in the next one. Have a great